Evolving from cobras, sea snake venom has adapted to be far more potent than their land ancestors, allowing them to instantly paralyze or kill their prey before it has a chance to swim away. Here are 6 of the deadliest sea snakes. Number 6. The yellow-bellied sea snake. The yellow-bellied sea snake is one of the most widely distributed snakes in the world and has been spotted as far north as Russia and as far south as New Zealand. Although they tend to avoid cold water, a few have been spotted off the coast of California during drastic weather changes such as El Nino. The yellow belly gets its name from its distinct yellow lower half of its body with a black or brown upper body. The snake does not have many predators, and the bright yellow colors warn others that it's highly venomous. While most sea snakes tend to live near coast and reefs, the yellow belly is not afraid to venture out into the open sea and can travel great distances. It can swim both forwards and backwards, with the ability to burst into speeds of 1 meter per second when hunting or fleeing. Although humans are not likely to encounter a yellow belly in the wild, they can be washed ashore when injured or picked up in fishing nets. They are fairly docile, but may strike a human if picked up or handled roughly. Their venom is highly toxic and causes muscle pain, stiffness, droopy eyelids, drowsiness, vomiting, paralysis, and if not treated quickly, death. Number 5. The beaked sea snake. The beaked sea snake, also known as the hooked-nosed sea snake or common sea snake, can be found lurking at the bottom of the murky waters and estuaries and river mouths of the eastern Indian Ocean. They are commonly found in coastal islands of India and have been spotted near the Arabian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, and as far north as Vietnam and as far south as Australia. The snake has a small head with a plump olive green upper body and bluish bands with a white belly. It gets its name from having a distinct beak-like snout which is slightly curved downward. The beaked sea snake can dive as far as 100 meters below and can remain underwater for up to 5 hours, and typically feeds on bottom feeders such as catfish. Their venom is 8 times as potent as a cobra, and one bite has enough toxicity to potentially kill 22 humans. While its venom is not as potent as other sea snakes, it is on our list because it is one of the most aggressive sea snakes there is, described to be cantankerous and savage by experts, and is responsible for 90% of sea snake deaths. Number 4. The Dubois sea snake. The Dubois sea snake, sometimes referred to as the reef shallow snake, can be found lurking in the coral reefs of Australia, Papua New Guinea, and Indonesia. Its color can range from salmon and beige to purple and brown, with patterns of dark or cream colored bands, and is typically just over 1 meter long. The snake can remain underwater for up to 2 hours and is mostly active at dawn or dusk. It uses its surroundings to its advantage, hiding in seaweed and coral reefs before ambushing its prey. Algae and barnacles have been known to attach to the snake, providing extra camouflage, although eventually are removed after the snake sheds its skin, which is every few weeks. Its diet consists mostly of small reef fish such as blennies, parrotfish, surgeonfish, as well as moray eels. The Dubois sea snake is mildly tempered and will only strike a diver if threatened or mishandled. Number 3. The horned sea snake. The horned sea snake, also referred to as the spiny-headed sea snake, is widely spread throughout the coast of Australia and Southeast Asia, but can also be found in waters of Indonesia and Papua New Guinea. It is typically 1.5 meters long, with a small, skinny head and a fat, plump body with beige-white colors and patterns of black spots. The snake gets its name from having prominent spines at the top of its head, while the rest of the body is covered with scales and is jagged and irregular, giving the snake a horny appearance throughout its body, which becomes more prominent with age. Active mostly at night, the horned sea snake hunts for food by searching holes, burrows, and crevices for its prey, which it swallows head first. While most sea snakes prey on a variety of small fish, an adult horned sea snake feeds mainly on gobies, while the young feed on shrimp. The horned sea snake is also known to be one of the most venomous sea snakes in the world, although there have been no recorded bites on humans. Number 2. The banded sea crate. The banded sea crate can be found in tropical western Pacific seas and the Indian Ocean. The snake gets its name from having distinct black, uniform stripes that cover its bluish-gray body. It averages 35 inches in length, with a large paddle-shaped tail adapted for water. The banded sea crate's venom is among some of the most toxic on Earth, and is 10 times more potent than that of a rattlesnake. The snake is well adapted for hunting in shallow waters and coral reefs, which it uses to its advantage in catching prey, which mostly consist of eel and small fish. Although it usually hunts alone, banded sea crates have also been known to cooperate together in large numbers as a hunting party. But unlike most other sea snakes, the banded sea crate spends much of its time on land. It will often leave the sea to seek fresh water, digest food, rest, lay eggs, and shed its skin, all on land. Because the snake frequents land so much, human encounters are far more common than any other sea snake. Fortunately, the snake is almost always docile, even when provoked, and will very rarely bite a human. There is also a common myth that the snake's mouth is too small to bite humans, which is simply untrue, as a few unlucky fishermen have experienced. Number 1. The Belcher Sea Snake. The Belcher sea snake, sometimes referred to as the faint banded sea snake, is the most venomous snake in the world. It is said that the snake's venom is over 100 times that of a cobra, and just a few milligrams is capable of killing over 1,000 humans. It can be found off the coast of northern Australia and Southeast Asia, and is commonly present in the Philippines, New Guinea, and the Gulf of Thailand. The snake is moderate in size and ranges from 20 to 40 inches in length. It has a fairly thin body that is typically yellow in color with dark green crossbands. And like most other sea snakes, it has a paddle-like tail, making it an excellent swimmer. It can hold its breath up to 8 hours before it has to resurface for air and can travel miles underwater. Fortunately for humans, the Belcher sea snake is quite docile and has even been said to actually be quite friendly. They will almost never bite humans unless heavily provoked, and even when they do, it is estimated that about 3/4 of all bites on humans are dry bites, meaning that the snake will usually not release venom when biting a human. But either way, it's probably best to avoid something with venom strong enough to kill 1,000 men in a matter of minutes. Galapagos sea lions are often compared to dogs for their friendly behavior. These sea lions don't usually flee when encountering humans. In fact, they even like to approach people and sometimes hop on boats or kayaks, as they love to be pet. However, this is not the case in all regions,